Well, how are you all getting on with your Elvis on Tour box sets? I've watched quite a few videos this week, people sealing and revealing and complaining and praising. The verdict seems to be pretty mixed, but everyone seems agreed on how awful those CD holders are that Sony insist on using for CD sets. I don't know why they don't just use some of these, sleeves. That'll solve everything. You don't have to scratch your discs if you use these. Anyway, I can't show you a Japanese version because there isn't one, but I'm going to go back to 1972 today and show you some related Elvis on Tour related items from the time from Japan. I've got some albums here to show you, and I've also got a huge poster that was used in cinemas, and I've also got another item, very rare item, that shouldn't actually have survived all these years, and I'll show you that later on. Let's get to the albums first. There was actually an album released in Japan called Elvis on Tour, but before you go clicking off and logging onto eBay and Discogs, let me tell you that it is an album that you already know. It's not an exclusive Japanese album. I'll just tell the story very quickly once again because it is relevant to today's topic. So when the Madison Square Garden album came out in summer of '72, in Japan they called it Elvis in New York. And later in the year, they reissued it with a different colored obi, yellow and black obi, and they called it Elvis on Tour. And they also did the same thing with the 4-channel album as well. So the title reads Elvis on Tour. And it's always impressed me what a brilliant piece of marketing that was, because the album actually got into the top 10 2 times, first in the summer of 1972, and then again at the end of 1972. And another thing that they did related to Elvis on Tour was they started to repackage some of the more popular albums with Elvis on Tour photographs. And I'm going to show you those albums now. The first one is That's the Way It Is. And this one has a gatefold cover. And if you look on the back there, it has a completely new cover. The original had the yellow back cover, same as the American album, but here you can see a picture from Elvis on Tour. And on the inside it's a gatefold, but it's completely different to the 1971 gatefold. It has on tour pictures on the inside covers, and it has a booklet stuck in. The information inside the booklet is basically the same as the one on the original. Lyrics, Japanese notes, and 1 or 2 photographs. And they did this with several other albums as well. This one here is actually from late 1972, and the booklet is stuck inside the cover. That's the way it came. And the other ones that I'm going to show you are actually from 1973, and all of the booklets in the 73 pressings are loose. So it seems, I can't claim this is 100% true, but it seems that when they pressed them again in 1973, they decided to keep the booklets loose. So here's the next one. This is On Stage, and there you see another On Stage on Tour photo on the back. This one also has a gatefold sleeve with 2 pictures from On Tour, and it has separate booklet. And this photograph was included on the inside gatefold of the original version. And on the back page you have a list of other albums in the series, Golden Disc series, 45 albums. The third one in the series is Elvis in Person, and those 3 albums were referred to as Elvis on Stage, volumes 1, 2, and 3. That's why you can see the number 3 there. This one also has an on stage picture on the back and the gatefold. That's the front picture of the booklet. Once again, this picture was on the inside of the original gatefold of the first pressing. And there was one more live album, That was the TV special. You can see that they all have these pretty stylish black and yellow and red obies. There is the back cover as well from On Tour. And the inside has two pictures from On Tour again. Now if you look at the bottom here, you can see there's some text in this white strip, and that was for a free gift. A really beautiful free gift that they called a mini capsule, and I did a video about that going back a couple of years ago now. So I'll leave a link at the end of the video if you haven't seen that one. I don't have it here at the moment to show you. It's in storage at my in-laws' house. And here is the booklet from the TV special album. That picture there was actually a full-length photo in the original gatefold sleeve from 1969. So they've chopped off the bottom half and used it as the cover. Just a couple of interesting things to point out about the That's the Way It Is album. Here's another copy I have, very similar, but you can see the white strip has no text in it anymore. That's because the special offer had expired. And another thing that you'll notice about these later copies of That's the Way It Is, sort of 72 and later, is they all appear to have ringwear at the bottom. So if you look at Elvis's jumpsuit here, where his legs are, it's quite black, but this is actually a laminated cover and it's not ringwear. All of them are like this, and it even occurred on the first CD release here. Hope that will show up, but it's just the same. You can see little black patches here. By the way, they also continued with the On Tour back cover for the first CD as well. So something happened there with the artwork. I don't know what. Maybe they were just copying the reissues from an original album which happened to have ringwear on it. But yeah, so all of them are like that from 72. It's not the actual cover, it's just the artwork. And just to show you, this is the 73 copy where the booklet is loose. That's the way it is. The first copy that we looked at, the booklet was stuck inside the cover. So it seems that the ones from 73 and later had loose booklets. They also released those 4 albums in box sets. That's the way it is. And the obies are exactly the same copy, same catalogue numbers, everything. And that's the back with all the text, track listings in Japanese. And I've got one more here. This is the On Stage box. You can also get TV special and in person in these box sets. And there was one more album which they released, another really popular album which came with the black obi design, and that was Blue Hawaii. This one also has a gatefold cover. It's got the regular back cover, and on the inside you can see it's got the blue pages with a picture and text. Turn over, you've got 2 color photos, and then turn over again, you've got Japanese track notes and English lyrics. If you do ever come across a copy of Blue Hawaii with a black obi, it's probably going to be this one here with no white strip at the bottom, and the yellow box up here is now white. This is a 75 or later pressing. Most of these you'll find will be from 1977, around about that time, because this was the version that was available when Elvis died. So of course the album was selling quite well at the time. Right, let's go and have a look at this poster. You can see it's around about 5 feet tall, and it's actually 2 sheets of paper stuck together in the middle. Here I am giving Elvis his scarf. Here I am giving Elvis his water. And here I am giving Elvis his guitar. I've just got one more thing to show you from back in 1972, and that is this Elvis On Tour postcard. It's not just any old postcard, as it tells you up here that it's actually an invite to an advance screening of Elvis On Tour. On the back it gives you all the details. There's no stamp or address here, so it was obviously given away in the store, and it gives you the details of the company down here. It's an Osaka-based travel company, and this is their Tokyo address here. And the information in red is the most interesting part here. It tells you that the film itself is going to premiere in Tokyo on December the 23rd in Ginza in Tokyo. And the date of the screening, this advanced screening, is actually given there, December the 14th. So several days before the movie premiered, and it was shown at Yamaha Hall in Ginza. So whoever got this card obviously didn't take up this great offer. And it tells you here at the front that it was in Cinerama 8-channel stereo sound. So there you go, some old stuff from back in 1972. Next week I'm probably going to do a non-Japanese video. I've been doing a lot of Japanese videos recently, so I'll do something different next week. Any questions or comments, as ever, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Oh, that's how I got up. Away across town. She's good to me. Oh, yeah.